Okay, so at this stage what we'll do is just duplicate a few of these coins. So again, I'm going to just duplicate it once and call it boulder, because what we will do really is to create objects to avoid. So again, I took the coin and I duplicate it using Control D or Apple D if you're on a Mac computer, and then I renamed it boulder. Once this is done, I select the boulder object and create a brand new tag. This tag is called avoid or avoid me. Okay, and the idea really is to be able to detect the object that you should avoid or that you should pick up. So in our case, the boulder should be avoided. This is the reason why I added what is called avoid me. So once this is done, basically you have your boulder there. So again, you can either change its color. So if you want to change its color, you can set it to red if you want, which is usually a danger color for a game. So again, that's done. And then you can move it to the right. And what we will do also with this boulder is there are two things we will do. We'll actually add, we will actually add a rigid body to it. So it starts to bounce on the actual platform. So again, it will be a nice feature, and it will help us as well to experiment with new features. So again, we're going to go to component and then rigid body 2D. So again, the rigid body 2D will ensure that this object is subject to forces, including gravity. So it will basically start to fall and then bounce later on. And for the bouncing effect, actually, we need to apply what is called a physics material. So again, we are going to the 2D folder. In the folder called physics material, and drag and drop what is called bouncy box. So again, this is a default material. As you can see in the top right of the window, it has a friction and bounciness of 0.4. Okay, which means that it will actually bounce, but again that the energy that is, I suppose, some energy of its energy will be released during the collision with the platform, which means it will not bounce indefinitely. And if we want it to be bouncing indefinitely, we may need to create a brand new physics material. So what we could do instead is first take this bouncy box and drag it onto this object. You will see that the box is bouncing, but then it just stays on the ground. So the bouncing is definitely not indefinite. Or going indefinitely, so without any end. So again, what we do is take this physics material and duplicate it, again using Apple D and Control D, then rename it. So again, in our case, we're going to rename it Mine Bouncy Box. Again, to rename it, just click once on it or right click on it and select rename. And then we're going to set the friction to 1 and the bounciness to 1. So again, it should be bouncing indefinitely. Once this is done, I'm going to take this new material and drag and drop it on top of the actual boulder. Okay, so once this is done, basically we should be pretty much okay, and you can see that the new material is now features in the collider. So that should be okay for now. Once this is done, again, you can look at the rigid body, but there is nothing except from, you have mass, linear drag, and the rest, but we'll have a look at it later. Again, if you look at the boulder right now, it's actually bouncing all the time, okay, because there are no frictions at all. So that's a nice feature. And again, remember it has a tag called avoid me. So again, we will, from the script later on, try to detect this tag and then make sure that we actually should be avoiding this particular object. So again, in the script right now, what we need to do is we'll actually create a mechanism by which whenever we collide with it, we might actually possibly restart it. Okay, so again, here we're adding some kind of library. It's called scene management because we will use a class called scene manager from this library called scene management that will be useful to reload the current scene. So again, now we can change our code, and again we're going to basically copy paste or whatever we have already, and in this case we're going to check for the tag. If the tag is called avoid me, we will then basically reload the current level. So to reload a level, there's a class again called scene manager, and then from this class called scene manager we should be able to use the load scene method that will actually load a particular scene. So again, scene manager dot load scene, and then the scene we want to load is again determined by scene manager dot get active or current scene. Okay, so again here within the brackets, usually you need a name, and this name we can actually get it using scene manager dot get active scene, and again dot name. And once this is done, basically we should be able to reload the current scene if we collide with this object. So again, it's a little add-on to our previous script, and it's very simple but quite powerful, because in 2 or 3 lines we have basically the kind of a skeleton of our game: collect objects and avoid the boulders. So again, check the console window, no errors. So again, at this stage we can play the game, and if we collide with it, the boulder, you can see that here actually the restart, the game restarts from the very beginning. Okay, so again, this is actually working. Okay,